Yeah, okay. So scenario is a company called TPCS is have the app development for its external customer. Okay, so the app is using the .NET code and backend is SQL. The current practice of the TPCS is as below. How they are doing that? Okay, so the developer use the Visual Studio in their laptop and develop the respective piece of code. The code then stored in central file server using network drive. The team leader club all code and compile. If they found an error, they notify developer to get it correct. Okay, once the code is compiled and built, then it will be tested by a testing team using manual testing. The test is successful, then the code app is copied to the UAT environment and then the production environment. Now this is the scenario you have, right? So it is very much similar to that that company TPCS is following the complete manual method, correct now, right? So if you are a DevOps consultant, right, what the suggestion you are going to give to the customer, and this is what we have to discuss it today. I hope, okay, I hope you get that what we are trying to talk about, right? Yeah. Okay. Now let me draw this whole diagram, which is a manual method, and then you have to convert into the automated method using the DevOps tool. Okay. Currently, remember you have very little idea about what is the DevOps tool as such. Okay.
Yeah.
But how will you use that tool to draw the complete so first let me find out that where is a user. User means the developer. So just type the user. Now you will get a lot of users here. Okay, so what we will do, now, I am going to pull this 1 2 3. We assume they all are a developer. Okay, who develop their testing code and all in a environment. Now it's all perfect. Now we need a Visual Studio. Okay, let's see if we get there. Yeah, we get the Visual Studio. Okay, so now they all are using their own workstation, which they have a Visual Studio installed.
Okay.
Correct, right? And they all are using a different laptop or a desktop, and then they have a central storage where they store their data. So I assume that this is going to be a internal storage. Okay, where all the developer is developing their pushing their code post. Now everything is stored in a file server. Then from the file server, the data will be pulled by the main team leader. Okay, who exactly pieces the code together to make as an app. So we can again pull a user here, user icon here, and let's say we assume that this is my team leader. So team leader will pull the code. Okay, so what they are doing, they are now pulling the code, and from this if they found any problem, it will be notified to the developer. Okay, if everything is perfect, then they compile the code, build the artifact, and hand over to the tester. So I assume that this is going to be my testers. Okay, so what the tester does, they pull the code from here. The tester pull the code from here. They test that code. Okay, and if the code is everything perfect, then they deployed in a let's say a environment. For an example, I called it as an Azure, or we call it as an Azure app. Now we are already in the Azure now. Now let's me to pull this. This is the app service which is deployed on Azure. Okay, so in Azure itself, there is a two kind of environment. One is called Azure App UAT environment, Azure App Production environment. Okay, so it means that the code will first being run on the UAT environment, and then from there it will run on the, once it is successful, then the code will go and replicate to the production environment. So this can be on premises also. Okay, it can be a Java, Tomcat, IIS server. Okay, we assume it's just an app services. So it can be on cloud, it can be on premises both. Okay, now once it is successful, then this code will go and replicate in a production environment. So there is a lot of delay. In fact, if you see the whole process of the customer, okay, I'm able to find it out that this method is bring a lot of manual efforts. Okay, and then the manual efforts will lead to the delay of the delivery of the projects. Now, customer contacted Sankar. Sankar is a DevOps consultant. Okay. So how the Sankar says that, okay, and first you analyze the whole environment, okay, how they are doing the DevOps practice. And then you will say that, yes, we can bring the complete automation in the process you have. Okay. For that, we will introduce the certain DevOps tool. Okay. So first you have to make the DevOps flow before introducing the tool. You have to make the DevOps flow. So now I am just giving you so that you can start your DevOps flow here. This is a text. Okay. So how you can, or for example, I can start that this will be a coding. Okay. This is the first practice they do. Now from the coding, they will go with the build. After the build, they will go with the unit testing. Okay. Okay. I'm just giving a suggestion. You probably have to come up. Okay. So after the unit test done, then they will go with the stage deployment. Okay. Now after the stage deployment, they will if they find everything is there, then they release to the production deployment. I can say that production release, and once the production release happen, then it will be deployed on a production environment. Okay. And then it will. Okay. Once it's deployed in a production environment, then you will use some kind of a monitoring. Okay. So that whatever the code you have deployed on the production, it should be monitored from the both performance and the feature perspective. Okay. So you will do the monitoring, and once the monitoring, you will found any feedback for the for them, you will give the feedback back to the developer.
Yeah, this is 1 second. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but I'll be having my dinner also while listening to this. Is it okay?
No
Because
problem.
my children,
I
yeah,
also taking my tea along with the class.
yes.
So this is how the architect exactly, DevOps architect is used to develop the whole plan, and it will then they present this plan to the customer, and when the customer accept the plan, then only they will go with the you can say a kind of a deployment. You can make it much better, but you have to spend a fair amount of time to look more presentable. Okay. It's currently a very rough sketch. Correct now. So now if I see here, it's a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 a stage DevOps practices, or 7 stage software development life cycle practices they are using. Okay. So we can call it as in seven steps. Now 7 steps life cycle. So this is what the 7-step life cycle. Then you have to, once you correctly understood, then you will probably talk to the customer. This is what is my understanding. Okay. Now the customer has to confirm you back that uh, whether their understanding, your understanding is correct there or not, right? Now. Right. So what is the first one? First one is the current practices, correct? What is the second? What is the second one? Second one is the uh, practice flow.
Okay.
So this is the example of current uh, practice, and this is the current 7-step life cycle. Now you able to understand the environment of the customer much better, right? By seeing this diagram, you able to find out, oh, this is how the development happened, correct? Now it's a complete manual efforts. You have to now translate into the complete DevOps practices. This is what the customer has done so far. Okay.
Okay.
So okay now.
Yeah.
So now once you able to understand, then you now start fitting your tool here. So how you are going to fit your tool? You first copy this whole practice again. Okay, just copy. So from the coding perspective, you are now making the very first changes. Now you are saying that instead of a put in a central repository, which is a file server, you please put your data on a repository which is available on a cloud. So use Git. Got that? Okay. So it means that you are
Yeah.
suggesting to the customer that you please go and store your data on the GitHub.
Okay.
So this is how you are start translating the requirement to the customer. Okay. Then you are suggesting that uh, at at the local level on every PC where they have a .NET code installed, you exactly creating the local GitHub repository.
Okay.
Okay. So on each desktop, you are basically installing a Git tool. Okay. And from this Git tool, the customer or the developer will now push the code to a GitHub. So the developer will not have to manually put the code now. It's everything is automated. He just work on a code, save. The moment he save, it will come to a Git repository which is available locally on their machine, and from that machine it will push back to a Git automatically. Okay.
Okay.
Now your team leader, whomsoever is managing the whole projects, they are able to get the notification that a new code has been introduced, okay, by the developer.
Okay.
So he will get the so what the flow we are now having, that each developer will push the code push to GitHub repo. So in a GitHub, we have created a repository where all the developer will push the code. Now your team leader will get the notification the TL or senior developer, whatever you name it, okay, the TL got notified, so he pulled the code and merge the code. He can do two things, okay. So he will, because every developer is pushing their own piece of code. Now what the TL responsibility, they pull the code and then they merge the code into a single unit, okay. Now once it is done, then I am doing for a build, I am not going to use anything manual method here. I am using Jenkins, okay. So the code can be pulled to a Jenkins. Because code is now confirmed, so it can be pulled to the Jenkins. Now Jenkins will do the compilation and the build both. Okay, so what does Jenkins will do? Jenkins will compile the code and then they build the code. So they do the compile and a build the artifact. Okay. So this is what the Jenkins has done his job. Now from the deployment perspective, we are going to use Ansible. So whatever the code is, whatever the artifact is deployed here, we are going to use the Ansible. Uh, mhm. Okay, hold on. Let me say that this is my Ansible. Okay. So Ansible is now pulling this code from the Jenkins, and then it will deploy to so it will be pulled by the Jenkins and then it will be deployed. Okay. So this is a Ansible. Now Ansible will do the deployment. They have an option that either they can deploy to the cloud. So we can say that either it can be deployed to the Azure as a cloud, or we can say that it can go and deploy to the, so it can be an app services, or it can be also deployed in a Docker container. So where it will deploy, either it will deployed in a cloud environment like Azure or AWS, or it can be deployed in a Docker container, okay, itself. And then from here, you can monitor using the different kind of a monitoring tool. For an example, I say that let's say this is my monitoring tool. So you have a various monitoring tool which is available. Either you can use the tool which is called Nagios. You heard this name?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, no? So you can monitor the whole deployment using the Nagios. Okay. This is the one way you can propose to the customer. Okay. Now, if the customer says that I am good to that, but since I am using the cloud, since I am using the Azure cloud, I do not want to use any third party like Ansible or the Jenkins. Okay. So is there any way we can use the Azure as a whole thing which you have proposed here, instead of using the third party, can we use everything like mm, which is available in Azure? Does Azure provide the DevOps tools?
Yes.
Correct now. Now this is your first proposal. You have a second proposal now. So you can probably propose that this is how you can go and build your infrastructure, and then you can say that customer may have your own demand. They say that maybe if you can propose something which is available on a cloud itself, we do not want to use any third party, because using the third party means we are going to manage the services. Correct. One second. Huh? Good now. So now I have copied the whole environment. So what I am going to do now, I leave everything as it is. Only I am going to take out this Jenkins. Okay. Instead of a Jenkins, I am going to use the pipeline for Azure. So I am just typing the DevOps. Uh, Now you see that whole Azure board has been now available to us. Okay. So what I am going to do, this is your Azure pipeline. I just change the Jenkins with, or replace the Jenkins with Azure pipeline. Okay. Now I am going to replace the Ansible. I'm going to replace the Ansible with release pipeline. So let's say I say that this is going to be my release pipeline. Now the release pipeline do the same thing what the Ansible does. So, and then instead of a Nagios, I am going to use the app insight service of the Azure. So now just if I look at the picture at the second stage, I am able to see that either we have an option to use, either we have an option to use the common DevOps tool, either we have to use the complete Azure DevOps tool. Good. And then we can also propose the hybrid in the sense you can use Ansible to probably do the regular configuration management, but your deployment will done using the release pipeline. Yeah, you understood now?
The last line you are mentioning.
So last line, what I'm saying that you can use the hybrid in the sense, for an example, I can introduce Ansible as well. So what the Ansible does now, let's say for an example, I say that I want to use Ansible as well in this whole practice. So you can use the Ansible to manage to provision this app services. So you have an app service which is running here, right? Now this app service can be managed using Ansible.
Okay.
So any configuration change, any provisioning or deprovisioning or anything else which you want, you can use the Ansible to do the same thing. because Ansible is a configuration management tool also. Okay, it's not only the deployment, you can do the configuration management. So here I am going to use Ansible to manage the configuration of my app services or my database services, for example. So it means that you have a problem statement. Okay, so let me now save this one. Okay, and I say that you able to see print here. I hope you able to see the uh, power of draw.io, right?